Hey guys, this is how to do advanced idling on Team Fortress 2. I'm using Windows 7 to do this, so I'm not entirely sure if everything I'm going to tell you will work on other operating systems besides 7. Anyway, to do this, you're going to need some extra Steam accounts, so you can just do that by loading up Steam, create a new account. You can do this for as many accounts as you want. This is free. Another thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a full version of Sandboxy. You can technically do it with the trial program, but you can only run like one Steam account, so it's not really worth it. I mean, the program's really cheap to buy. This is the internet though, so if you don't want to buy it, I'm sure there's a way you can easily find a non-legitimate version. And the other thing that you're going to need is a decent computer. But I say that loosely because just the better it is, the more Steam accounts you're going to be able to run at once. So once you have Sandboxy installed, go ahead and open it up. You'll notice I have 8 sandboxes on mine. That's because I can run 8 instances of Team Fortress 2, so how many boxes you have will depend on your computer's specs. Go ahead and go to the top and click on Sandbox and create New Sandbox. My naming convention is very easy. It's just Steam 1 through 8, so this one would just be Steam 9, just to keep in with it. And once you create that sandbox, which I do recommend doing a naming convention. I don't recommend just naming them all sorts of random things. Once you have it created, go ahead and go to Sandbox Settings. You want to go to Restrictions and the drop rights. You're going to make sure that it's unclicked. So you go ahead and apply that. Then on Resource Access, you want to go to File Access and Full Access. And you just want to add your root drive. Like, don't even worry about adding specific programs. Just add the exact drive. So I would add B and I would add M. And the only reason I'm adding 2 different ones is because my Steam accounts are stored on my M drive and my actual Steam app folder is on my B drive. If you only have one drive, I mean, it's very simple. Just add your C drive then, or whatever you've named it. So you're going to want to apply those settings. Once they're applied, that's all you have to do. Just however many sandboxes you want, you'll just have to do that for each and every one of them. So now what you're going to want to do is make multiple copies of your Steam folder, minus the Steam apps. So navigate to wherever you have Steam installed at, which, I mean, normally it would be C, Program File, Steam. Mine's on B, but just wherever you have all your Steam stuff installed, go to that folder. And you're going to want to copy every single thing on here except your Steam apps folder. You just don't want to do that at all. So go to a different part of your hard drive. I mean, it can be anywhere. Right here I have it installed on a different drive. It does not have to be a different drive. I just did because I have a lot of space on that M drive. Now the reason I'm not having you copy the Steam apps folder is it tends to be very large. And even if you were to only copy the TF2 files that you would need, they're still pretty big. So instead, we're going to symlink it. Though I am pretty sure that's only a Windows 7 and Vista thing, so if you're on XP, you're just kind of out of luck and you're going to have to copy the Steam apps folder over. But if you're on Vista or 7, then you're in luck. So you can see I have a directory of 8 different idle accounts, 9 for the one I just created for this, and they're all just copies of my original Steam folder minus the Steam apps. So, you know, it takes up a little bit of space, but not too much, maybe around a gig a piece or so. Now this next step is very important. So if you're Windows 7 and Vista, definitely pay attention. If you're Windows XP, you're just going to have to copy over the whole Steam apps folder because you can't do this on there. If you look at my folders, you'll see how I have a shortcut to my Steam apps, and I have that on all of them except on 9, and I'm going to show you how to do that. What you need to do is go to a command prompt and run as an administrator and go to where your folder is located. So you can see that mine's in MA idle. You know, don't if you don't have something in M, which I don't imagine a lot of people have M drives, don't do that. But you're going to CD for change directory. So I'm going to go to my A folder. I'm going to change my directory again to idle 9 because that's where I'm at. And I'm going to paste this, and this is what you want to type. You want to type in MKLINK space / capital D space Steam apps space. Make sure you put this in quotes. You're going to want to put the directory to where your actual Steam apps folder is. So for me, and like I said, you gotta look it up yourself because the B could change for you. More than likely, it's probably C if you only have one hard drive. Make sure it's in quotes. Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps. And when you click enter on that, it'll tell you the link's created, and you see that it's created right over here. And if I click on that, it takes me to my regular Steam Apps folder, and you can see all the games and everything, and it's in one main place. So instead of copying all this stuff over like 8 different directories, I can just do it once and just save a ton of space. So now I'm going to have you download a program that was made by Delta Echo, and I know how weary I would be of downloading a random program from a random YouTube tutorial, and most people, oh, he's going to have a computer or something. So let me just say, you don't need the program to do it. It makes it 100 times easier, but I'll show you exactly how to do it if you're not wanting to download the program. Go ahead and go into Sandboxy. You're going to go right click, run Sandbox, run Windows Explorer, and then you just go to the directory where your Steam things are saved. You would scroll down, click on Steam, and you can obviously see that it's loaded right there. And to do the next one, you're going to have to run Sandbox, run Windows Explorer, do it again, only this time don't go to 1 because that's already in use. Go to 2, and there's your second instance of Steam up there. But I mean, it's really, really tedious, and the program makes it so much more simpler. And you can find a link in the description for the made program, and I definitely recommend just downloading that because that's what the rest of the tutorial is going to be. For this part of the video, you should already have the made program downloaded. If you don't, go ahead and pause it and do that now. So once you unrar it, you'll notice there's a folder in the actual program itself. When you click on the program, this is what it looks like. It's a very simplified, easy GUI way of clicking on all the batch files. So let's go ahead and go into the P files, the bats, and the idles, mainly what you want to deal with. So you want to right click, edit, and where it says start, you want that for your Sandboxy. So wherever you have your Sandboxy program, that's what you're going to put for the directory right there. Where it says box, that's what, like mine's labeled Steam 1 through 9. So whatever one it is, so since this is idle 1, obviously I'm going to make this Steam 1. The next in quote directory is where your Steam is located. Just make sure you actually have the right folder. I mean, it's pretty simple cut and paste stuff on how to put this in. Then the only other things that you're going to need to do and mess with are account and password. You would just type in your Steam account right here, just delete this, whatever your Steam account's called, and you would delete password and whatever your password is. And then you're going to want to go ahead and save that. So after it's saved, you're going to go ahead and load the program. And you can see, obviously, since I do 8 and there's 8 in the group, if I would do my normal night, I would idle group number 1. That would just start all 8 of them at once. And it takes a little while for it to load, but I'm going to show you how long it just takes for one of them to load. So since I've only done idle 1, all I have to do is press idle 1. And once it comes on and says that you're connected, whatever you have your Steam account named as, then you're good. And just leave it on for however many hours that you want to idle. I think you can get anywhere between 6 to 12 items. So I just put mine on when I go to bed. Then when you want to close them all, I know it technically has a shutdown group 1 here. I've never actually really got that to work, so what I do is I just come over and right click on Sandboxy and hit terminate all programs, and that just gets rid of all of them really quick. I would like to thank facepunch.com because they did write a great text article on how to do all this, and that's where I learned it all from. And I also want to thank Delta Echo for making the made program. You can find links in the description to the text tutorial if you would like as well too. And I'd also personally like to thank Blazed and Burrito from the No Hero servers, because without Blazed I wouldn't have thought about looking up Sandboxy, and without Burrito I wouldn't have thought about doing batch files. So if you followed the video step by step, you should have everything up and running by now. On the off chance that you don't, I recommend either watching the video again or going to the facepunch.com link that I have listed in the description and following the tutorial on there. So in conclusion, thank you very much for watching, and I wish you very good luck on your drops.